Hi girls, I'm just recording this on Sunday because I believe that I'm not going to be at school on Monday as one of my daughters is not feeling very well. So try and translate it yourself and then go through it with this passage if you've got any difficulties. Paucis post diebus Quintus. After a few days, Quintus, when he arrived at the academy, found a letter, scripta, I think it should probably say scriptam, having been written, perfect passive participle, by Marcus. We then have this traditional greeting of Roman letters. Marcus Cicero sends his greetings to suo Quinto, to his own dear Quintus. Non diutius manebo. Future tense there. I will not manebo. I will not remain at Athens. Locative. Diutius. Do you remember we said ius for an adverb is a comparative adverb. I will not stay any longer at Athens listening to lectures which I am scarcely able to understand. So this is Marcus sending a letter to his father. Marcus Cicero sends greetings to his Quintus. I will not stay at Athens. Sorry, writing letters to his father. Writing letters to his friend Quintus. I'm sorry, not to his father. He would get into lots of trouble. He'd probably have to go out and get drunk. I will not stay for any longer, comparative adverb, at Athens, listening to lectures which I am scarcely able to understand. Tu scholas, you listen to lectures, de officis, about duty. I will, future tense, I will carry out my duty. Libertas, the freedom of the Roman people, notice this word, please, oppugnator. The freedom of the Roman people is being attacked. So oppugnator there, present passive, third person singular. The freedom of the Roman people is being attacked by Antony. Ego, I am proceeding into Macedonia. I'm going into Macedonia. I militabo, future tense. I will serve in the army of Brutus. You, if you are a good and brave man, facies, future tense, will do the same thing. Soon, as I hope, I will see you, another future tense, soon as I hope I will see you in Macedon. Sumo gaudio, you will be received. It shouldn't be accipiens, it should be another word, I think accipies it should be. You will be received, future passive there, by me there, with the sumo gaudio, with the utmost joy. Meanwhile, cura, take care that you see that you keep well. Quintus commovetur. Quintus is deeply moved by this letter, present passive there. Interea, meanwhile, worse messages are always being brought back, present passive there. Worse messages, present passive, are being brought back always from Rome. Antony and Octavian are becoming enemies. Octavian, laudator, is being praised, a Cicerone. You'll notice here, I've just taken a translation that I found of it, so my apologies for a few of the mistakes that are in here. I'm afraid, they're not actually my fault. Octavian is being praised, present passive, by Cicerone, by Cicero, and he adducitur, and he is being led onto the side of the senators. Do you remember we said last lesson that the Senate thought that if they got the young Octavian on their on their side, then they could take advantage of the fact that he was popular with the people because he was Caesar's adoptive son. He was Caesar's great nephew, if you remember, and they thought they could control him, but they were very wrong. Exercitus, an army comparator, is being obtained by Octavian. Finally, Antony, ducit, is leading his own troops into Gaul, and he is preparing himself, or he is preparing them, actually, I think probably, and he is preparing them ad bellum for war. The senators, excitati, roused by, having been roused by, PPP, perfect passive participle, having been roused by Cicero, have declared Antony an enemy of the Roman people. And the consuls, and they have sent him against, and the consuls have sent Octavian against him. Et consules, and the consuls have sent, let's go back. Where are we? The senators, having been roused by Cicero, have declared Antony an enemy of the Roman people, and they have sent the consuls and Octavian against him. That should be miserent. Ubi, when they met in battle, Antony victus est, perfect passive, was defeated, and he retreated into further Gaul, into deeper Gaul. But both consuls, ocissi sunt, but both consuls were killed. Remember, that's the perfect passive. If it was okide bantor, it would be were being killed, and that would be the imperfect passive. Both consuls were killed in the battle. Therefore, Octavian was in charge of the whole army. Having been led on adductus, perfect passive participle, by ambition, he sent ambassadors to Rome. He ordered the Senate to make him consul. When the Senate refused to do hoc this, Octavian led his army, his own army, suum exercitum, into Italy, and celerime, superlative adverb, very quickly marched to Rome. The senators, perfect passive participle, having been terrified by his arrival, reluctantly gave in to him. Cicero, present participle, despairing about the Republic, retreated into his country villa, not country village as it says there, buffoons, it is country villa. Inter ea, meanwhile, Octavian had left from Rome, and he was leading his army as if against Antony. A very great battle was being expected. That's an imperfect passive verb. A very great battle was being expected by everyone. But when Octavian, acessit, approached nearer, more near, that's a comparative adverb, he halted and he sent envoys to Antony. The leaders decided to settle the matter not with iron, it's metonymy there, iron representing sword, as in representing warfare, not with iron but with words. Antony and Octavian and a tertius dux and a third leader called Lepidus met clans secretly. Foedus, they made a treaty. They divided the Roman Empire amongst themselves. The ambassadors are sent, mittuntur, ambassadors are sent to Rome, who order the senators to establish this triumvirate lege according to law. Deinde, then the triumvirs, so these three people, oh, you can hear a dog barking outside my living room. Sorry, then the triumvirs, so they were called the triumvirs because there were three of them. So this is the second triumvirate. The first triumvirate was Caesar, Crassus, and Pompey. This is the second triumvirate, i.e. Octavian, later to become Augustus, but it's Octavian, Mark Antony, and Lepidus. Lepidus is the one that isn't very famous. Then the triumvirs proceed to Rome. The city is occupied, present passive. The senators are compelled to do all the things, to do everything that they want, all the things which they want. The enemies of the triumvirs are proposed, it says there, are prescribed. Prescriptions, by the way, were when you declared someone an enemy of the state and that it was lawful to kill them and that you would be rewarded for killing them. So it's like you put a long list of names on this list of prescriptions, and they were able to be killed. So they had to run away from Rome as quickly as they could. Plurimi, very many men, superlative adjective, very many are killed, and their goods and their property is seized, and their goods are seized. Present passive. Very well done. I'll see you all on Tuesday, girls. Thank you.